This is Top Accolade African News. I am Abiodun Mohammed. A suicide bomber killed at least 13 soldiers and wounded at least 20 more inside a military academy in Somalia's capital, Mogadishu, on Monday. A soldier who saw the body said in an attack claimed by the Shabaab militant group. A military campaign launched by government forces and allied militiamen last year has forced the Qaeda-linked group from large swaths of territory in southern Somalia, but the militants have continued to stage deadly raids. In recent weeks, with the military campaign against them stalled as the army prepares a second phase of the offensive, Al-Shabaab fighters have stepped up their attacks. In late May, they killed at least 54 Ugandan peacekeepers at a base south of Mogadishu. For nearly 2 weeks. They laid siege to Baidwa, one of the country's largest cities, and they have staged a series of raids in Mogadishu this month. The bombing on Monday targeted the Jal Siyad Military Academy. A soldier at Mogadishu's military hospital, who gave his name only as Ahmed, said he had seen the bodies of 13 soldiers who were killed and 20 more who were wounded in the blast. About 8 people have been confirmed dead after a fuel tanker exploded in Nigeria's southwest Ondo state. Residents had been scooping up spilled fuel from the tanker, which was involved in a road accident on Sunday night. State police said, in quote, the tanker exploded on its own, killing 8 people and injured many others who are currently being treated in the hospital. Police spokeswoman told pressmen Nigerians have been struggling to pay for fuel recently after prices jumped in the wake of the removal of petrol subsidy. A building has collapsed in Cameroon's biggest city, Douala, killing at least 12 people and injuring 5 others. It is not known how many people were inside the 4-story building when it fell onto another residential block in the early hours of Sunday morning. The rubble is being searched for survivors. Distressed neighbors have described hearing screams and frantically trying to dig people out. Teams from Cameroon's fire brigade, the Red Cross, and other rescue services are still working at the scene. The regional governor, Samuel Deodoni Ivaha Dibua, has sought to reassure people, saying the situation is under control and rescue teams will make sure nobody is left beneath the wreckage. President Putin says Russia is capable of replacing export of grains to Africa from Ukraine after he withdrew from a deal allowing their safe shipment across the Black Sea. A Kremlin statement said Moscow could provide the grain on a commercial and free of charge basis. In the year up to June 2022, Russia was one of the largest suppliers of wheat to Africa, exporting 10.8 million tons. In the same period, Ukraine exported 6.3 million tons to the continent. Putin said Russia expected a record harvest this year. The country will host the second Russia-Africa summit later this week. The ending of the Ukraine grain deal was met with a statement of regret from the African Union, whose member states have been particularly hard hit by rising food prices. Reports have suggested Moscow is pushing to supply grain via a scheme involving Qatar and Turkey, although it is unclear if they will accept. Gabon has validated 19 candidates, including current President Ali Bongo and several former ministers, for a presidential election next month. The Election Commission said Bongo's candidacy was approved despite opposition claims that he is unfit for the presidency. He suffered a stroke in October 2018 and was flown to Morocco for medical treatment. The president of the Gabonese Election Center, Michael Stephanie Bunda, said on Sunday 27 applications were received by the deadline for filing nomination papers and 19 were approved. Bongo came to power in a contentious 2009 election following the death of his father, Omar Bongo, and won re-election in 2016. Both of Bongo's election wins were disputed by the opposition, who said he won fraudulently. He is standing for a 3rd term after ruling for almost 14 years. Gabon has no constitutional term limits. That is the size of Top Accolade African News. You can follow us on our social media platforms as displayed on your screen. Happy New Week!